So how do we check whether or not a number is negative in Python, or whether it's a variable? How do we check if that is negative in Python, right? Well, we know from basic math that anything that is less than 0, that is a negative value. So how do we syntactically put that into our Python program to check for that? So let's start talking about that right now. So to put that syntactically into Python and check whether or not a number is negative, you can essentially either create a bool statement or a logic statement where you can essentially say something like num1 is less than 0. Now, if I do that, that's only going to check strictly less than, and then I can assign this equal to, we can just do an if, basically. If we say if that, colon that, then we can say is, or print, say is negative. Right? So if we run this, essentially we get Python and then how to check. And just like that, we know it's negative. Now I can run these on the other two, and I can say else print not negative. So if I run this, now it should say not negative because we're checking num2, which is 0, and we're checking num3, and that should also say not negative. So essentially you just have to make this statement of, hey, is this value less than the value that I want to check? In our case, we're checking for negative, so we know it has to be less than 0. And I can also bring this out into a variable and say is neg is equal to that, and then basically this will and oftentimes you'll see when people write Boolean statements, they say like is this or is the thing, and then when you put it into an if statement, you can do something like, basically what this saying is if is neg, which means if this is true, then print negative, which is what we want, right? So if again, I can change this to num1 again, num1, and rerun, and we get is negative. So I hope you found that helpful. If you did, please hit that like, subscribe button, and if you have any questions about this, leave them in the comments below. Until next time, keep on programming.